Welcome. #TheVERSASHOW is part of an entertainment podcast that exercises our freedom of speech. Our conversations, opinions, debate on a certain topic is not to offend anyone in any source. For that being said, enjoy the show. Yo, what's happening, ladies and gentlemen? What is happening? And welcome to #TheVERSASHOW. And you already know who I am. I am the GOAT, the one that you already vote, the Versa. And I thank you guys so much. And you should already do these three things. You got to like, subscribe, and you press that bell at the same time. And first of all, before we even get to the show, I just want to say thank you so much for the people that has viewed FRAZZ.FR mission video. I mean, I enjoy watching it. Even though I filmed it, I edited it, it was still fun to watch it and listen to the song. So it was dope. It was amazing. So I thank you for the 700 views that has viewed the video. And we got to get some more views in too. We have to get more views in. And as well, the recent episode of #TheVERSASHOW, episode 39, has 160 plus views. And I want to thank you guys so much for that, for the 160 views without promoting it. So that means you guys are watching, you guys are following, you're listening, you are seeing the things, you're seeing the belief of the Versa. And I couldn't have done this show without, ladies and gentlemen, FRAZZ.FR. Talk to the people, Frazz.
And I want a drink.
You want a drink?
Yeah, that's what I need right now.
What you mean? What you mean you want a drink?
I need a drink. That's what I need right now. So I'm like this.
Well, you got a drink right there, man. We got something. It's a salute to #TheVERSASHOW with these nice, beautiful whiskeys, okay? Salute. Hot damn it. All right. Oh, man. This is pretty good. But, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how we're going to get this show kicking and rolling and kicking. Because, excuse me, 1 second. Because on #TheVERSASHOW, there's so much to talk about, right? So many things to get into. And if you're a sports fan, if you're an NFL fan, I mean, if you have already heard the news, ladies and gentlemen, that Aaron Rodgers in his first game with the New York Jets has caught an injury, an ankle injury. He was carried out from he was carried out. He's hurt, ladies and gentlemen. He is hurt. He's out for the whole season. I mean, my goodness, we all believed into this man. And so first of all, this is getting bad for New York, okay? This is getting really bad for the NFL New York teams.
No. Let's take a step back, right? The Knicks, right? The Knicks are the equivalent of what in New York as an NFL team?
The Knicks?
Yeah.
What you mean?
Which NFL team in New York are the Knicks equivalent to? The Giants, right? People think about the Giants before they think about the Jets. People think about the Knicks before they think about the Nets. Mm-hmm. Now, the Nets always go through some struggles, some bullshit, always happen, right? That's what's happening to the Jets right now.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing, though, right? When you told me that Aaron Rodgers hurt his ankle, and then I was just like, damn, man, for the whole season, right? And even though we won't have to talk about it, we won't get into it, right? The Giants and the Cowboys, I mean, holy shit. We could merge both conversations together about the Jets and the Giants because, hot damn it, did the Jets win? Did the Leafs win?
I think the game just finished, and that's probably a no.
No?
That's probably a no, bro. I don't know what the score is. I know the last time I saw it was 10-3, but no Aaron Rodgers. It's probably a no.
Oh, man. If it's a no, then this is not going to look good for New York. It does not look good for New York.
Now, the Giants game was what was crazy to me is, all right, so kudos to the Cowboys. Cool, y'all won. Okay. But people got to realize last year when the Giants played the Eagles twice, the Eagles spanked them twice. Like in the playoffs, they beat them, I think, by like 30 or 20 something.
Yeah.
So it wasn't no, it's the first game of the season. If usually in the preseason you play your starters in one of the games. I don't know if the Giants did or not. But when you don't have a good quarterback, which I don't think the Giants do, they have a bad quarterback, bro. They have a bad quarterback. So when I don't think you have a good quarterback, I think that's what happens. So, but to lose 40-0, nah.
Yeah, to lose 40-0 to these Cowboys.
Because now all people gonna be like, oh man, the Cowboys have the best defense in the league.
Was Dak Prescott? Was he on? He was on there.
Yeah, but what I'm telling you is they didn't really do nothing on offense. It was the defense. The defense got turnover, punt, blocked a punt, or no, blocked a field goal or a punt, intercept. That's all that was happening yesterday. Saquon Barkley fumbled the ball. That shit was happening yesterday. That's all that was happening, bro.
Sweet Jesus, man. I don't know what to really say about these New York teams. I really don't. Like, it's like, how can I support the New York teams if we keep failing?
Hey, listen, as a Eagles fan and a Liverpool fan, I was born the last time Liverpool won the league. That's one. As an Eagles fan, they never won. And I support them. I don't care. Like, that's your team. That's your team, bro. Like, no matter, you might get mad at them. You might be like, oh, man, y'all came in 5th in this year in the league, or like Liverpool. Or, oh, man, the Eagles lost the Super Bowl. Or the Eagles for years wasn't making the playoffs. Or I'm still sticking with my team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, now the problem with y'all New Yorkers is this, right? Because it's New York.
What about New York?
Because it's New York. Because it's the Mecca. Because it's this big city. Y'all think like we got the biggest city. We got the craziest fans. We got the most this, most that. We should be winning shit. That's what y'all think. So when y'all don't win, it's like,
well, hell yeah, man. We're supposed to be winning shit.
And then you know who I really blame too?
Who?
The Yankees.
What you mean? Why? Why blame the Yankees?
Because they were winning almost every year.
Well, that's what we're supposed to do, is win every year.
But y'all not gonna do that. You know why?
Why?
Because people don't want to come here.
What you mean? Wait, hold on.
Players. I'm talking about players.
We could have had LeBron. We could have had KD. We could have had.
They didn't want to come here though. Like KD, I mean,
well, they made a big mistake.
But KD, I mean, kind of.
Hold on,
KD was here though, but
yeah, and Kyrie too, because Brooklyn.
Okay, so this is the thing too, right? So imagine,
but the wrong New York team though. That wasn't with the Knicks.
So imagine you see, as a basketball guy or baseball, right? You see, or even Giants, right? You see one of the best running backs playing for the Giants. You see Aaron Rodgers go to the Jets. You see when KD and Kyrie and James Harden was with the Nets, right? You see all this, and you're like, yo, that's a good team. And then all of it fucks up. What you think after that? You're like, I'm not want to go there. That's what's going to happen. That's why they don't want to come there, bro.
But go ahead.
Donovan Mitchell had a chance to go to the Knicks. He didn't go.
You know, but I agree with you. But what I mean is like, these owners do not want to put up their money to get the best players. You know what I'm saying?
Why would I?
Rob Tribuca, did he not, and Magic Johnson too, did he not put up massive money to get LeBron James into LA?
That's cool, but I'm saying as an owner, why would I put up massive money to get anybody?
So you want to win a championship to make more money.
Okay, but let me see now. I'm going to put up $180 million to go get me Klay Thompson. I'm going to put up another $150 million to go get me Bradley Beal, even though he's with the Suns. We're just paying hypothetical. Like, you know, that's almost that's $330 million, right?
Right.
All right, okay, cool. I don't win the championship. Like, I went and got two good players. Don't win the championship. Okay. Now, say I didn't do that. The tickets that I'm selling over the whole course of the whole year made me a profit about like $65 million.
Okay.
That's what they're looking at, bro. They're looking at the possibility, can I win? Right? Now, you got a point. Magic Johnson and Rob went and got LeBron James. Reason why, because they know.
And Anthony Davis.
Reason why, because they know, okay, we're going to have a chance to win. But all these other guys, They don't know. So imagine if the guy for the Knicks just went and splashed all of his money and yada yada. Look what the owners did for the Nets.
But even with Clippers too.
Okay, you went and splashed your money for
Kawhi Leonard and PG.
It's been 3 years.
But they keep getting hurt.
Exactly. But I still got to pay you.
Right. But
it's costing me money. You're not winning shit yet. Hey. You feel what I'm saying? So the tickets that I'm selling without signing players is making me 65 mil profit. If I sign players, I'm not really seeing no profit because that money's going to the players. So I'm eating off of like little. I'm saying little, eating off a little like 6 million, 4 million here and there. But that would be good for me. But I'm just saying that's the owners. But that's the way you gotta look at it. You gotta look at it that way, and then you gotta take into effect like this, right? You're signing a big name player. Now, if you do it twice, do you want to do it a third time? Like, mind you, the Nets did it twice, and when they got what's his name? See, I don't even like this thing. That's why Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett, right? Gave up all their assets. Gave up all their draft picks, this, that, and third. There was garbage. Then you went up and did it again to get Kyrie, KD, and James Harden. Didn't work out. So now, as an owner, say for instance, when you did both of those things, you lost out of probably like 500 mil altogether. Would you really want to do that again? You see that's how they think, and that's why I said I wouldn't blame them. Now, if I'm winning, shit, go get that guy, go get that. That's how you think. Let's be serious. How you think the Warriors winning got KD for real?
Well, that's different because KD was on his horizon.
No, but I'm saying, how did the Warriors get KD? You think if the Warriors had lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers?
It was. I mean, he didn't sign a good deal with Golden State. Because I think he only signed like a 2-year deal?
2-year deal. But what I'm saying is, if the Warriors didn't beat the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2015, right? If they didn't win, and then they lost 16, right? You think KD would have went to the Warriors?
I still would have believed so because I think he would have looked at it as, listen, I need a championship, and if you look at it, remember he didn't sign with Golden State because to get a margin portion of money. He signed with Golden State so he could get a championship because he's seen in 2016 when they were up, OKC was up 3-1, and then Golden State came back and beat them in Game 7. And I told people, Kevin Durant, he saw Golden State like, you know what? Yeah, I could fit with this team. Yeah, I could definitely, we could definitely run this, like for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, you're probably right. I'm just thinking like it's just the fact that if they didn't win at all, but if they still would have beat them in 2016 when they was up 3-1, yeah, he'd have probably still won.
Because to me, if Golden State would have won 2016, they won back-to-back 15-16.
He wouldn't have went.
No, Kevin Durant?
You still think he don't? You think they'd have won him though if they'd have won back-to-back?
Yeah, because having more ain't enough in their angle. You know what I'm saying? So I really strongly believe that if they would have won the 2016 Golden State, Kevin Durant still would have signed the 2016 and 17 season because he looked at them when they were up 3-1. He looked at that team on Game 6, especially Game 7. He looked at that team and he was like, you know what? Yeah, man, I really got to get with this squad because I could play with this squad, And I've been saying it too when he had Russell Westbrook. No disrespect to Russell, but I think when James Harden left, Russell Westbrook was like, you know what? It's my show. I'm just going to make you the shooter, but it's going to be my show. That's why Kevin Durant left because he was like, I'm not looking for it to be as my show or your show.
It's our show.
Right.
But what's funny is that trade, I never forget it, and everybody was like, Serge Ibaka should stay, and I was like, why? Yes, Serge Ibaka is a great jump shooter, mid-range jump shooter for a big man. Yes, Serge Ibaka won the championship, but it wasn't with OKC.
Right.
It's with the Thunder. So why do I want Serge Ibaka? It was just crazy because people are like, oh, James Harden didn't do good in the finals, but I'm like, second year. He averaged what, 16, no, 12 or something in the finals, and in the regular season I think he had just 17.
Not just that, those kids was young. The only person that really been to the finals like that was Kendrick Perkins.
Yeah, exactly. So why would you break that up? Oh, let's see, who should we
and
pick?
Derek Fisher.
Yeah, like who should we pick? Should we pick James Harden or Serge Ibaka? You can find a big man who can shoot anywhere in the league.
Right.
But you can't find a point guard who can create his own shot off the dribble. That's one of the hardest things in the league to find, a shooter who can create his own shot, who can drive to the rim. Mm-hmm. That's one of the hardest things. So Serge Ibaka don't drive to the rim. Mm-hmm. Serge Ibaka is not Paul Gasol. Paul Gasol drive to the rim.
Right.
Serge Ibaka pick and roll. It's like a West.
Yeah.
You know, Aldridge, shoot, pick and roll, shoot, pick and roll, shoot. Mm-hmm. So why would you do that? So that was one of the biggest things I think for the OKC. I hated it, bro. No, I hated when James Harden left there. To this day, I remember that day, and I remember that trade, and I was like, that's the worst mistake they ever made.
I hate to say this, really, at that time, before 2014, I felt like OKC was second from Spurs at the time. And they would have had a hard time going up against the Spurs, which they did. They had a hard time, even with the James Harden. He didn't leave after the finals. I don't think James Harden left.
Yeah.
He left. Okay, so who?
Yeah, right. As soon as the finals were finished, that's when he got traded to the Rockets.
Yeah, damn. So, yeah.
Like I said, the year he got traded to the Rockets, this man put up 22 points right off the bounce.
Now, when James Harden got to the Rockets, that man was killing everybody. He was killing everybody.
Yep. And like I said,
he was MVP, too, when he was with the Houston Rockets, too.
But it's crazy because all three of them.
And right, Kevin Durant won MVP. Then Russell Westbrook, he wins MVP because he beats Oscar Robertson triple-double record. Then James Harden, he goes off like 50 points, 40 points with like 10 assists, 15 assists. I mean, like, James Harden was going bananas. And then Kevin Durant goes to Golden State, becomes 2 times Finals MVP. Like,
so when people say, well, what's the greatest team of all time? Like, let's be real. You want to talk about guys that used to play on teams together? That is the greatest team of all time.
Well, OKC?
I'm saying if you put their numbers up right now, all three of their numbers up right now, what they average over their whole career, points, this, that, and third, accolades. What other team comes up to that?
Are we talking about all the...
What other team with 3 players, MVP, beat Oscar Robertson, triple-double, can get you a triple-double plus score 40 points per game, can get you any shot on the floor? What team?
I was going to say Spurs, but I was like, Manu Ginobili doesn't have any MVPs or this and that. But he has a 6-man award, but I mean, that doesn't count.
James Harden would destroy him.
I mean, J.R. Smith had a 6-man award. I mean, you know.
You know what I'm saying? Tony Parker can't guard Russell Westbrook.
Well, hold up. Tony Parker, now, hold up.
He can't guard him. I didn't say
the guarding, I don't think Tony Parker can guard Russell Westbrook, but offensively
he can do some damage. I know.
Yeah, Tony Parker would get lost in that paint.
And I ain't gonna talk. I ain't gonna put Tim Duncan against Kevin Durant. That's disrespectful to Tim Duncan.
That will be very interesting because remember.
What are you talking about?
No, remember Timberwolves versus the Spurs, right? And then them two went off. Well, even though Tim Duncan had his number, Kevin Garnett number, but still, it's like that was a battle between them two. Hold on. So let me ask you this then: if it was Boston versus Spurs in the finals, right? Who would have got?
I got Spurs.
In what, 5 or 6 or 7?
6 games. You know what? You know why? Both of them were older, right? But guess what? Tim could still play defense against big men.
At the finals, though?
At the finals, bro.
With Kevin Garnett in the finals? I mean, it's not...
2008. You talk about...
Yeah, 2008, yeah.
When Kevin Garnett was not in his prime, Kevin Garnett was under down. Tim Duncan was still in his prime.
How interesting would that be? Because 2007, the Spurs beat the Cleveland Cavaliers, and then they would have went back-to-back and went up against the Spurs. I mean, Celtics.
Bro, however good it would have been, I'd have watched it for... Yo, that would have been a good battle. But I'm telling you, Kevin Durant's not...
Paul Pierce against Kawhi Leonard?
That is... Kawhi Leonard is locking him down all day.
Rajon Rondo and Tony Parker?
What is Tony Parker? Because, mind you, Russell's not a great defender. He's a good defender. Rajon Rondo was a great defender.
He's like second to Chris Paul. Would you say?
As a pit bull who can, the way they play, they're very they're very similar. It's just Chris can shoot a little bit better. That's it. Rajon Rondo is not that. He can shoot, but he didn't start developing the shooting until like later in his career, like 2009 and 10. I remember that game. Derrick Rose and him had a bat that was going off. It was in playoffs. Derrick Rose had 44. Rajon Rondo had 41.
Okay. And I remember Derrick Rose too as our MVP of the league once upon a time.
Youngest MVP.
And that's the thing that kind of like hurts me with Derrick Rose, because I'm like, man, you was MVP of the league, then you hurt your ACL, and then you torn your MCL, and then it's like, man, like, would you ever be healthy to come back to?
I don't even think it was really health wise. I think it was a mental state, because imagine, you signed for a team, you got drafted by them, you became the MVP, you did this, you did that. Okay, you hurt your leg. Yeah. You think they would have stuck? You gave the first 4 or 5 years you gave to them, right? You got an MVP. You took them to the Eastern Conference Finals. You was winning mad games, and then you hurt your leg.
I think because Chicago didn't really have a strong team around them. Because the reason why I say that is because Klay Thompson pretty much had almost the same exact thing as Derrick Rose. He torn his ACL, right? Mm-hmm. Then we was like, okay, season's over. Klay Thompson's going to come back. These Golden State guys going to run wild. Then he ends up hurting his MCL. Then I was like, damn, Klay. Damn, man. And then he came back, won a championship. But he didn't win no MVP of the league, no finals MVP, but he did win an NBA championship.
Yeah, I just think, like you said, he hurt for Derrick Rose is because they didn't support him. Like, imagine you did all of that, and you get a call at your house, oh, we're trading you. What? I just got back good. Like,
that's a bad management, And then he went to play? No, he went for the Timberwolves, or was it Knicks? I know he played for the Knicks.
Nah, he played for a bunch of teams. Timberwolves, Pistons. I can't remember who else, and then he went to the Knicks. But
yeah, because they were swapping him around, man.
And the thing is, crazy thing is, I think most teams just didn't want to play him.
And can I ask you this? How is it that it's so easy for the Bulls to trade their MVP of the league, Derrick Rose, but the Portland Trail Blazers still kept Damian Lillard?
Small market, big market.
Oh, because Damian Lillard, he's
in a small market. Like, Portland's not a big market for, like, as far as like media wise, as far as advertising, they're not a big market. Chicago is a big market for that, especially Chicago Bulls, because.
But for them to trade Derrick Rose, the MVP of the league, but Portland Trail Blazers, which they're not a big of a market, could keep Damian Lillard?
Yeah.
You got to explain that to me.
All right, so Damian Lillard is in a smaller market, right? So he's not getting a lot of publicity. He's not getting all of that stuff. So when you ask for a trade, they're not going to give you the right amount you want. They're not going to give you what you think the player is actually worth. Now you're in a bigger market. There's a lot of stuff going on. The management team is thinking about not just, oh, we're going to get value back for the player, but we got to get value back for the player as far as his advertisement deals, stuff that we're also getting in from him with money-wise, because he's in a bigger market. We might send him to this location for advertisement. He might go there for a shoot. He might be featured in this commercial, stuff like that. Chris Paul isn't a member. Chris Paul was in a big market. That's why he kept doing the State Farm commercials.
Right.
He's in L.A. That's a big market. So he's not going to, just leave, you know what I'm saying, unless you give him a fair money or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, I mean, because for me, it's just like, if you're a small market.
You would think the player would want to leave, right?
Exactly,
but it's not up to the player. It's up to the management to trade you.
Right. If it's a trade, then that's a whole new different book.
But if it's the player want to go, like, oh, his contract is up, he can go. I mean, Kawhi Leonard did it.
Right.
Toronto was not a big market. LA Clippers have never won shit. He could have stayed at Toronto and won another title these years.
And I always tell people too, with Toronto, when they had Kawhi Leonard, I always tell people, I was like, mind you, Kawhi was traded. It wasn't like he was like, oh, my contract was up and then I'm looking elsewhere. he was traded to the Raptors. He didn't want to be with the Raptors. He was just lucky enough to win a championship with the Raptors. And then all of a sudden, like, they thought that he was going to stay. Like, of course, the people in Canada thought he was going to stay, especially the one in Toronto's. And he was like, nah, I'm going to Los Angeles. And they were like, what, bro? We gave you the key to Canada. We gave you like the whole platform. Like, brother, you could enter to our bakery and get a free bagel. And you decide to leave us to go over to Los Angeles?
None of that don't matter, because at the end of the day, what? I won a championship, so now I can go make my money.
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because he's like, listen, first of all, that's my home. And secondly, too, I can make a lot of money over with Jerry West.
Yeah, I already won my champion. I already won 2 championships, bro.
Yeah, I knew he was going to go. I knew it. But, hey, I mean, he's...
Shout out to the Claw.
Yeah, shout out to the Claw, man. I hope you guys at least do a little something this season coming up. Otherwise, I don't know. It doesn't... Who in the West you think is going to come out to shine for their championship? Tough question.
Kind of. I want to say Denver, but not really. Only because I know there's 2 players in the West that I know, like, they get really agitated when they don't go there.
You want to hear something funny? Since you picked, you said you didn't want to pick Denver. I remember watching the old episode of Open Court. It was 2015, and that's when the Warriors won the championship. And you know they had the best panels on there. Did you know all of them did not one of them picked Golden State? It was either Cleveland or OKC. Not one picked Golden State. So when you said like, oh, I don't want to pick Denver and stuff, it's kind of like, you know, don't underestimate the team that won. From the words of Rudy, the former coach from the Houston Rockets, don't ever estimate a heart of a champion. So you never know about Denver. They might have a chance.
Well, put it this way. Denver, first championship, right?
Yes.
Denver has never been the hunted. They've been the hunter. They've never been what other teams have been chasing. They've been chasing other teams. How are you going to handle that pressure?
Right.
You've never, ever in your careers, never in your franchise history been in this position.
Right.
Never. How are you going to handle that pressure?
I mean, now they're the targets. So
that's what I'm saying. That's why I said I don't really want to pick them, because I have to see you handle that pressure the right way. Now, like I said, the 2 people that I know who are very agitated right now, who want to get back there, is Steph and LeBron.
Yeah.
Like, and I know, and we all know what LeBron does usually. If he's crap one year, it ain't gonna be the next year. Same thing gonna happen.
LeBron is a different breed when it comes to the playoffs and the finals.
And then, you know, Steph, like I said, everybody talk about this Mamba mentality and Russell Westbrook, and because he's always ferocious dunking, that's not Mamba mentality to me, bro. Steph Curry in the league has Mamba mentality. Out of every player I see, LeBron in the league right now, Kevin Durant, Paul George, all of them, he has Mamba mentality, because I've never seen a player get agitated after a ref don't give him a call and come back, cross the guy up again, shoot, and point in the ref face like.
Right. You know what? I was watching something too about John Jones. And he has something that is called it's like a Jordan mindset, you know. And it's amazing, man. I think Michael Jordan, man, let me tell you, that man is very, very, very special, because when people talk about greatness, right, they might talk about Babe Ruth. You could talk about Bruno Sammartino. You could talk about, you know, whoever in sports and athletic sports history. When it comes down to it, it's Michael Jordan, his thinkness of greatness, right? And when Michael Jordan, they said that he is what you call a cleaner. He's a cleaner. Anything that is around him doesn't matter. Only thing that matters to him is winning. That's the only thing that matters, is just winning. And just to have a mindset, and even with a Mamba mentality mindset, right? That's okay. That's cool. That's also applying to winning. But Kobe was a cleaner. And most people be like, huh? What's it mean by cleaner? Like clothes and stuff? No. dude would clean you out so he could win. They'll do whatever it takes to win.
Yeah, but you know, he learned that from Michael. Like, you know, like when people say, and it's just me, I know Michael's a better player, but I prefer Kobe over Michael. Because Kobe, as much as he emulate Michael, he still have, you know, that.
But who did Kobe learn from?
I know, but I know Michael's a better player, greater player. I'm just saying I prefer Kobe because Kobe will be the one to actually sit down with one of his teammates and talk about, hey, where I want that and that to be, how you want to do this. Hey, that backdoor, that shoot, blah, blah, blah. Michael ain't doing none of that with you. You better know what you know and pass him the ball and get the ball and do what you got to do. That's it. I ain't teaching you. I ain't mentoring you. The only mentor Michael ever mentored is Kobe. That's it.
Yeah.
He didn't mentor Scotty.
Right.
You feel me? So I think that's the only thing I'll say about Kobe. Even with LeBron, he does the same thing, you know. But Michael, like you said, is a different breed, man. He didn't need nobody in his corner. He didn't need nobody to hype him up.
Nope.
He didn't need nobody to tell him like, yo, you're the greatest.
He finds fuel into that fire to make a big explosion. He finds it. It ain't like, I mean, even though that some people might give him fuel, but he still finds it.
Man, this man made up stories and gave himself fuel.
Yeah. I hate to say, even with Dana White, he said it himself. Like he said, he loved controversy. He said if there was no controversy, he'll go and create one himself. He'll go find one and create controversy himself because it's that hunger. It's that like that adrenaline. You know what I'm saying? For you to win. And that's another thing. I cannot believe. I heard some stories about Dana White and the UFC, which is so amazing, man. It's, Dana, pay your fighters, please. Just pay them. And if he was here, he might be like, I am paying them. I am paying. Yeah, but at the same time, man, if they're complaining, are you really paying them like that?
I think what's the craziest thing is that these niggas can't even have their own sponsor.
They have Reebok.
That's not their sponsor.
What you mean? What, UFC with Reebok?
No. I'm talking about the fighters had their own sponsor.
Oh, yeah.
Because, all right, say, I don't know how much they signed for Reebok sponsor, but say Reebok signed them for per year.
I think it's $3,500. Like,
no, I'm not talking about the guy, not fighters. I'm talking about Reebok is signed with UFC, so UFC probably getting a good $50 to $100 million off of Reebok per year. They're not giving the fighters the money that they got off Reebok. They're keeping most of it and giving them $3,500.
Right, correct.
You know what I'm saying? So even when one of the fighters was saying he was making like $80K, $80K for his shit.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you have to pay for like the gym. You have to pay the coaches. You have to pay taxes. Then you got to pay your rent. You know, I mean, and then all that accumulates up to $5,500 that they left with, off of either a $80,000 fight or a $50,000 fight. But if you're the loser, you get $10,000, only $10,000, because you get the show up money. You get that, but you don't get
imagine they say, yo, bro, we're gonna put you on TV and you gonna fight. How much am I getting? You're getting 10 G's. What, nigga? What, nigga? Nigga, I can go do boxing and make 25, 50 mil. Like, you're gonna fight Logan Paul, Jake Paul. Like, all right, cool.
Make more money off of UFC.
Let's see, spend like 1 minute in the ring. That's all you got, young man. Yeah, young man, you're going down. This nigga acting like Tyson. That's what they gonna say. 2 minutes later, Mr. Powell, you awake? Where the money at?
The devil when Nate Diaz didn't get knocked out, but you know he pretty much was like, "Oh, the fight is over. Where's my money at?"
Exactly, bro. Like I don't give a crap. But 10 G's, nah, bro.
Check this out. NFL, right? They give their athlete shareholders 58.5%. The NBA give their athlete shareholders 49%. The MLB gives their athlete shareholders 50%, right? These are $1 billion or conglomerates, you know, and NFL, NBA, and then you got the MLB. UFC said that they've been trying to be like the NFL. Okay, so if you've been trying to be like the NFL, right, and the NFL gets 48.5% share of the athletes, right, you're now $1 billion corporate when you was a $2.2 million corporate. Now all of a sudden you give your athlete shareholders 20%. Like, come on, man. And but boxing too, Conor McGregor, right? The most he ever made in UFC was $5 million, right? The most he ever made against Floyd Mayweather. The only fight that he had in boxing was Floyd Mayweather. He made $85 million just off that one fight. And out of everybody inside the octagon that Conor McGregor has fought, he only made $5 million. And off of one fight with Floyd Mayweather, $85 million. Imagine how much you'll make just to fight at Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Pacquiao, Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia.
25 mil, 35 mil. Look at it, man. All I'm saying is, right now, UFC is putting themselves in a bad position because
how if they're getting billions of dollars?
Listen, everything comes out in light sooner or later, bro. Nothing doesn't stay in the dark. So UFC is putting themselves in a bad position because sooner or later, one or two of these athletes, some loophole is gonna come up, and they're gonna figure out how to get around it. Like, yo, nah, I need more money. Like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Shit like that don't just pass and don't happen. If you're trying to treat the try and treat your business like the MLB, NBA, and NFL, right? Oh, this is the big loophole. All of them have what? Union.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's right.
So this the loophole. So you use Dana White's words against him. You're trying to treat this like them. We want a union.
But here's the problem, though. How can you unionize the fighters if there is a one-on-one competition sport, and knowing for a fact that they're not going to kumbaya and shake hands and say, yo, let's just unionize this sport?
I mean, it's up to them.
That's the problem. They have to.
If you have a big pride problem, if you're trying to get this money, unionize yourself and say, yo, we ain't going to fight. Strike. We want a pay raise. It's either that or y'all say to yourself, forget about it. I ain't unionized with that nigga. I don't like him. Me and him fought 2 weeks ago or 2 days ago. That's y'all problem. That's why I said everything, that's a pride problem. But when it comes to this, y'all got to be smart. Right now, if every UFC fighter say, yo, we are striking for the rest of the year, Dana White is going to lose a lot of money. That slapbox shit, not going to cover it.
True that.
And then remember, he just signed with this big ass corporation that he's a president. They're going to ask him what the fuck going on. Fix your shit or we're going to fire you.
Yeah.
And then we're going to still keep UFC.
Yeah.
Because that's another loophole. He no longer owns UFC. So imagine if they do strike, get him fired. After he's fired, the president, the CEO, COO right now is going to say, all right, what can we actually do to let you guys come back in? Restructure this whole deal that he had. We want to make this amount of money and this amount of bonus and this amount of stuff coming from our sponsors. Okay, we're going to do that. And then you guys will come back? Yeah. Remember I said it earlier. There's always a loophole. That's the loophole. Strike. He don't own UFC. He's the president. Get him fired.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Oh, and that reminds me too. This is being recorded on Monday, which is being aired on Tuesday. But on Monday night was the last night for the McMahons actually running WWE. It was the last night. I think it's called Innovator. If I'm saying his company right, if I'm not, I'm so sorry. But I think it's called Innovator or Endure or something like that. But he's now is going to start running UFC, WWE. He's now going to start running these things. Like he's in control now.
So I hope he changed our whole structure for them deals.
Yeah, and it's like, how can WWE wrestlers get paid pretty well? You know, I'm not saying like they're like big millionaires, but they get paid decently, but they work a lot. Paid decently.
Average WWE person per show or per night when they are there, like 35 to 50,000. The big name stars get anywhere between 100 to 200 to 300,000. Because
I know Roman Reigns is getting a good chunk of millions of dollars, and plus too merchandise sales too that they get into.
And that's not sponsor that you have to go sign with Reebok. No, they have their own merchandise. Now, what UFC should have did is, all right, you guys can wear your own merchandise. We want 30% of each of y'all merchandise. I'll give you that.
Not even less than that, because they're making billions of dollars just getting tickets.
But I'm saying.
And viewers too on television.
But I'm saying, to keep your people happy, that's what you should do. Imagine a guy makes $10,000 a month off of his sponsorship, his own sponsorship, and UFC say, yo, give us 30% of that. You're gonna still eat $7,000 a month, but you're gonna give him $3,000. They make $36,000 off of you. So imagine they're making an average of $30,000 off of each UFC fighter per year.
Yeah.
Right? Now you're looking at about $1.5 million, something like that.
Right.
That's good money you're getting. But when you go do the Reebok deal and all that stuff, and you're not paying these guys, it just look bad.
Well, here's not okay. So they got a Reebok deal. Why isn't like Nikes, Adidas, or Puma? Why aren't they going after the UFC? Like, what is it for them to say, hey, we can't sponsor UFC, but Everlast or is Everlast is still a promotion still? That's still running and going wild, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the reason why the other ones are not really going after UFC.
They should also be part of the UFC as well too, even though the boxing. But I mean, slice it, put a little dash, put MMA. You know what I'm saying? And then Nike too. Try your best to sell some like MMA gloves or stuff like that, because it is a sport. Regardless if it's a comeback sport, it's still a sport.
But I think the way they look at it is like this. Yeah, it's a big sport.
But even if they say Nike did so happens to sign with UFC, right? Would they say, hey, we're going to increase your percentage up?
It's not up to them.
Who?
It's up to UFC.
But that's what I'm saying. If UFC is now telling the athletes, like, listen, we're going to increase your percentage now up to, so and so forth. That would be fair, right?
Yeah, that would be fair.
Or would if they sign with Nike to say, no, you're going to get the same amount.
Then they fucked.
Then I'd be like, yeah, it's time for you guys to search elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. Any other topics you got covered? Anything else?
At the moment, no. I know about the earthquake that happened. In one of the countries, like they lost a lot of people. I'm praying out for them. I know the hurricane's about to hit, and I'm a type of person that's like this, bro. I don't believe in the weather. Why? So Friday they're like, oh, it's gonna rain all weekend, blah blah blah. It's raining on and off. We haven't even been getting that much rain. Usually, if we get rain out there, it's flooded, right?
Yeah.
Has it been flooded?
No, not really.
That's why I don't listen to weather. Oh, it's gonna do. I don't. Last year was the same thing. It's gonna be a bad snowstorm. We're gonna get the worst snowstorm. Not even 2 inches. I don't listen to the weather, bro. Like, so Hurricane Lee, they say it's supposed to hit the whole East Coast.
It's New York, man. We're ready.
I'm just like,
I don't know, New York. But hey, with Hurricane Lee, people be safe. Make sure you board up your homes and your businesses, and make sure you stay inside and protect your families, and make sure you get all the foods and all the goodies and stuff. And please don't take all the toilet paper like you did in COVID. All right, don't take all the toilet paper. Damn it. All right, Jesus. But anyway, can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Versus final word. For versus final word, it's once again plain and simple, ladies and gentlemen. One thing that I have sat back and kind of thought about recently is how do you want your life to be? If you're young, if you're in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, even 70s, just know that long as you still got time to wake up in the morning and still have a chance to get through your day, try your best to get up, to motivate yourself, and to make sure that you out there doing what you love to do. Because to tell you the truth, most people is working for a piece of change that, to tell you the truth, they don't even want to be in business of. Mm-hmm. They want to be in business for themselves and also have a team where they're also going to have a nice, good livelihood. So once again, in versus final word, make sure that whatever it is that you want to do in life, you go out and do it, and you do it to your best, and you make sure that you try your best to put it in perfection, because it could be possible when you set your mind to it and you go through it in life. So always remember that. It's always about your strength. It's about the power that you have. And don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it, because the verse says that you can, and you are the greatest. And for that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that was #TheVersaShow. You make sure you do these 3 things. You like, subscribe, and press that bell at the same time. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much for your viewership. I really do. And let's keep on the viewership. Let's keep on with the subscription. Let's keep on with the likes and press that bell. And you share, you tell your friends about this podcast. Because you know why? It's the best podcast around. FRAZZ.FR, my brother, I thank you so much, my brother. And plus 2, man, with your mission video, the views is still going high and high. And you guys make sure that you listen to As He Is the Versa, and you keep watching and listening to Mission, the music video. And Frazz has got a new song coming your way, guys. We got a new video coming your way, guys. Cause trust me, we don't stop. We don't ever stop. Cause you know why? Cause we right here, and it's peace into the Middle East. #TheVersaShow is produced by Vintage Era Production.